There are some books that take you to another world. This one does more than that. It takes you to another time, and it makes you stay there so long you almost forget the present exists. You don't just read this story, you step into it. And when you come back out, something inside you will have shifted. Softly but permanently, you will have seen what it means to try to change something sacred, and you will understand in your bones that time is not a passive thing. It holds grudges. This is not a book that rushes you. It is long, unapologetically so, but it earns every one of its pages, not through spectacle or speed, but through immersion. The world of the past is not just recreated here, it's re-inhabited. You'll smell the grease from the diners, you hear the drawl in every conversation, feel the grain of paper, the weight of an old car's steering wheel, the hush of a neighborhood at dusk, but it's not all nostalgia. This isn't the romantic past we're often handed in film. This is the past as it really was. Slow and full of shadow, beautiful in ways we've lost, ugly in ways we must never forget. It's textured and it lingers, and in the middle of it all stands a man who is not a hero, not a genius, not chosen by fate, just someone trying to do what he thinks is right. Someone who stumbles into something massive and makes the decision to carry it. He has no superpowers, no perfect plan, just time. And time in this book is not kind. Like, this isn't about saving the world. It's about the cost of even trying. Because the truth is, once you go back, you don't get to stay detached. You don't float above the timeline like a ghost. You become part of it. You build things. You fall in love. You make promises. You set down roots in soil that was never meant to hold you. And then you remember why you came, what you're supposed to do, what's waiting at the end of the road. And that's when it starts to hurt, because the deeper you live in a time that isn't yours, the more of yourself you lose to it. And the past, it notices. That's one of the book's deepest truths. Time is not a neutral container. It has weight. It has moods. It pushes back, not through monsters or machinery, but through chance, through tension, through everything going just slightly wrong when it matters most. And the more you try to change it, the more it resists. You feel it. Not in big explosions, but in the way your shoulders tighten, the way your heart races when something small goes wrong, because you start to suspect that maybe, just maybe, you're not supposed to be here. But this isn't science fiction in the traditional sense. Yes, the premise hinges on time travel, but that's not the point. The point is what happens after the jump. The point is what the past does to a person, what it asks of them, what it quietly takes away without asking. The story becomes not about, can I fix it? But what do I lose if I try? And more hauntingly, what do I lose if I succeed? It's also a love story, though not in the way most books frame it. It's not sweeping or dramatic. It's ordinary, and that's why it hits harder. It grows slowly in the quiet spaces of everyday life. It isn't driven by fate. It's built moment by moment like a house in a field. And because of that, it matters, because the love here isn't the reward for a job well done. It's the reason everything gets harder. It's what makes the mission dangerous in a different way, not because it complicates the goal, but because it reveals what's at stake. It gives the character something to lose that has nothing to do with headlines and everything to do with home. This is the book's quiet tragedy. The deeper the main character invests in the life he's building, the more he begins to question what he's really trying to fix. The mission never disappears, but it becomes harder to measure. What counts as a victory when everything feels like a compromise? What does it mean to save the world if it means breaking the life you've come to love? And as the tension builds, so does the clarity. You begin to see that the real danger isn't just in changing the past, it's in not knowing which version of the future is worth protecting. The story forces you to sit with that, to feel the tension between duty and desire, between what you came to do and what you've grown to need, and it never gives you easy answers. The writing itself is clean, generous, and direct. Stephen King is often praised for his pacing, his ability to build dread, his mastery of suspense, and all of that is present here. But what's more impressive is the tenderness, the way he makes you care about small town people doing ordinary things, the way he sketches lives that feel lived in, with little details that don't scream for attention but settle into the corners of your heart. The beauty is in the slowness, in the way time stretches, deepens, holds, and yet it's never dull. There's always something stirring just beneath the surface, a ticking clock, a quiet dread, a feeling that the farther we go, the higher the price will be. It's not the kind of suspense that jolts you with twists. It's the kind that makes you hold your breath without realizing it. There's also something strangely hopeful in all this. A belief that even in the face of history, even in the shadow of inevitability, the choices we make matter, that we are shaped not just by what happens, but by what we try to do about it. That trying, even when it fails, is still worth something. That effort, that care, that refusal to stand still, that's what makes us human. But be warned, this is not a book that wraps things up neatly. It will give you answers, but not comfort. It will resolve its plot, but not your feelings. When you finish, you might not know whether to cry or sit in silence. It's a heavy ending, not because it's cruel, but because it's honest. It leaves you with the weight of what you've just lived through and no place to put it except your own life. And maybe that's the point, because the real question this book asks isn't, what if we could change the past? It's, how much of ourselves are we willing to give to make something right? And even harder, who do we become when we try? You won't walk away from this story with a clean moral. You'll walk away carrying something, a mood, a sense of time pressing in, a deeper respect for the fragility of things. So is this book for you if you want fast payoffs, constant twists, and plot over people? Maybe not. If you're looking for a thrill ride that's easy to dip in and out of, also maybe not. But if you want a story that lives, that stretches out like a real life, that builds emotions slowly, that lingers long after you close the cover, then this is one of the best books you'll ever read. It will ask for your time, it will ask for your patience, and it will give you something that most books never offer. A chance to step inside a moment, make a choice, and carry the consequences all the way home. No tricks, no shortcuts, just the long, echoing sound of a life almost lived and what it means to choose a version of the world that no one else will ever know existed.